Gag me with a spoon and let's get totally tubular. Lads, we're traveling back to 1980s Ireland in Synge Street. In this coming-of-age tale, a boy named Conor is transferred to Synge Street CBS, a school that seems to double as a penitentiary, where he is relentlessly bullied by everyone. Finding his muse in the local girl Raphina, Conor lies that he's in a band in order to impress her. Now Conor must assemble a group of nerds and outcasts and enlist the help of his music-inclined, slacker older brother to make some jams, get the girl, and find himself. Something he does actually quite easily. At least the music part. I mean, for real, this kid couldn't carry a tune to save his life. In one scene, he's just singing, and then the next, he's like Adam Levine, and... Wait a second. Adam Levine's on this soundtrack? Oh! Welcome, everyone, to today's review of Assorted Cinema, aka the Trackcast. I am one of your hosts, Trevor.
I'm Ryan.
That is.
And I'm Christian. How are you doing, lads? I say as if I haven't seen you all recently.
I know, we saw each other in person, and we
played Rock Band for 47 hours straight.
Well, we did play Rock Band.
We went on a Coke bender and just played one song.
I wasn't thinking of that time. I was thinking about the last time, but I guess you're right. Like, we have seen each other twice. But the last time we did have a Trackcast meeting of the minds, and we talked about this podcast.
We did. We had a board meeting and everything. It was great.
A council meeting.
Adam and Christian, you two got to go with me and Bree, Adam's significant other, Adam's fiance. We went to a magical place in Southern California called Frank and Sons.
Frank and Sons, indeed.
Just real quick, want to shout out Frank and Sons. If anyone is in the Southern California area, go there. If you're a nerd, there's something for you.
And Frank or Sons, if you're listening, hey, thanks.
If you ever want to RP going to like a Star Wars bazaar, that's what it feels like. I mean, it's fun. But it's like I leaving that place, I was fucking sleeping on the way back home because it is so overstimulating. It
takes a lot out of you. It's basically like this big warehouse where like a bunch of vendors come and like sell nerd stuff. We sent Ryan pictures.
It's the size of like 2 Costco's.
Yeah, it's the size of like 2 Costco's. It's huge.
Yeah, the stripe figure was, or was that?
Oh, I don't even think we got the price.
You get a hit to your legs, you get a hit to your smells, and you get a hit to your fucking immune system, dude. Like
it's in there.
Yeah,
you have to adjust to the climate in there.
You can go in there. You can buy Funko Pop. You can buy a trading card. You can eat lunch under a big Mac Tonight sign. Ooh. It was great. It was wonderful.
Well, guys, I think it's time I want to break into our movie here and talk about our assorted cinema, if you will. We watched a little charming, cute movie made in 2016 about a little Irish boy named Conor in the titled movie Synge Street. The school is spelled Synge Street. Like, the school itself that the boy goes to is Synge Street with a Y.
They thought they were clever. They thought they cooked.
Yeah, it's just Synge Street. It's like, okay, like, cool. I was the one who brought this movie to your guys' attention. And my wonderful girlfriend Alex brought it to my attention as like one of her movies that she was like, oh, you like, if you're gonna date me, you gotta know this movie. And I was like, all right, sure. I'm not like a musical hater. Like, I like musicals, but like, you know, sometimes it's like a mood thing. It's got to happen. It's got to feel right for me. I don't know about you guys.
I personally do not fancy live action musicals. I know that might sound stupid, but like something like a Disney musical, just as a random pick, I can get into that more than like something like High School Musical or La La Land or. Like, sure. I know there's plenty to pick from. What, so White Christmas? That's one of them.
Yeah.
It takes me out because they're regular-ass people. Something this movie didn't really do, and we'll probably get into it later. when everybody's all choreographed, it kind of just takes me out because I'm like looking in the background when I should be looking at, like our cast. That's just me, and I'm just a hater.
Yeah, I mean that just leads me to say that like when I chose this movie, it was a feeling of like I remember this movie being good because I don't remember all of it. Guys, I wasn't confident in my pick, and I told you guys that going in.
Really?
I was like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know how this is gonna land, but I knew it was good. Don't give away too much yet because we haven't dived in yet. But like, fellas, Synge Street.
Synge Street.
I liked it. Synge Street, Synge Street. I could
Synge
Street.
Synge. I'm singing in the street.
Christian, if you would, could you take us into it just a little bit? Let's set the scene for the folks at home. If you're good with that.
Well, the movie opens on our good lad Conor here. He's practicing on guitar, trying to sing and stuff. He's terrible. He's horrible.
Not very good at all.
And kind of in the background, we hear some fighting going on. Presumably parents.
Yeah.
So kind of sets the stage that he comes from a troubled kind of household.
And he does. This is true.
Does. Not like terribly troubled, like we see a good amount of the kids in this movie, but like his parents fight and have issues and stuff.
He seems like a good kid. Like he's like trying to be a good kid.
And he's a bit of a nerd.
He is kind of a nerd. He's a big nerd.
And then he lives there with his parents and his older brother, Brendan, played by we figured this out early on, but we were like, yeah, that guy looks familiar, and it's the guy Christian, funny enough, from Midsommar, the guy that plays Christian in Midsommar.
The boyfriend from Midsommar who I dressed up as technically.
Yeah, technically, you did.
Technically,
that.
I did. There's a Halloween. It was a fantastic costume.
It was a great costume.
Great costume.
But he's kind of this slacker. He dropped out of school, kind of rebellious, does what he wants, kind of guy. And then they have a sister as well named Anne. She's I think in maybe 3 scenes and has like 5 lines. she's not really focused on.
No, not at all. Like I think that's a weakness of. I mean, it's not really a weakness of the movie. She's literally not even there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like she could be in the movie or not, and it wouldn't really change anything.
Yeah, she could be a sack of jewels. Yeah, and it wouldn't really change.
So they have a meeting early on in the movie, and the dad says, "Oh, well, money's tight, so we're taking you out, and we're putting you in Synge Street, Catholic boys' school." And this place, as we come to find out, looks like a prison. It
basically is a prison.
Essentially is.
We get into the section with the father like really early on, and like they do that thing where like at first you're like, oh, he's not that bad of a guy, and then like quickly it's just like, no, he's pretty evil.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's funny. It's funny too, looking up stuff about this movie, because as it turns out, the school that this place that the movie takes place in is a real school.
It's historically accurate.
The director apparently went to.
Oh fuck!
When he was younger, so I wonder how much of this is autobiographical.
You write what you know.
Yeah, exactly. As we see from much of this movie.
One thing I want to say too is that like all this is happening in the backdrop of this like southern Dublin, I think it is. Like it's in the 80s. While this is going on, like while this kind of like like this tragedy of Conor is happening, like there's this like new wave of music that's like happening with like artists, especially like Duran Duran, and then like that when I was hearing Duran Duran and like they were like talking about like music videos, like that whole scene, I was very interested just because like you see a moment between the family. Oh wait, is that?
No, that it's pretty early on. It's like after his first day or whatever. They're back at home.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It's after the first day.
Well, I mean,
is that when they start?
It's like a non. Okay.
No, it's when it's after the first day, and then I mean all that really happens on the first day is just like he just gets bullied a bit.
And then he gets told his shoes are whack, and he needs to get new shoes.
Yeah,
Right, because he's wearing brown shoes.
Oh yeah, the headmaster's a
And-
bastard.
Is that when he made him walk in the rain too?
I think so. Maybe that was the next day. It's all kind of
Oh, that's day 2. Yeah, you're right.
Get some pandas.
that scene you were saying, Trevor. I think that is a good, like, kind of cool world building thing, because it really shows an encapsulation of a moment in history where it's like this burgeoning kind of new style of music and like boom of music videos and MTV.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little like rebellious too. Like that's the whole thing too.
Yeah, the dad's like, why don't they just play live? And the brother's like, no, it's like music videos. It's new. It's cool. Like they're in America, Dad.
And that's the whole thing about the brother. You like early on, you're introduced to him, and it's like he is like you wrote soccer, like smokes weed, has long hair, like he's this like record collection that Conor is really into. Oh, I guess it's the next day when he meets Raphina, right?
But yeah, I mean, it all kind of ties together with that.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where it's like it's hard to like kind of like describe, like it's just like a bunch of things happen. I don't know, like it's hard to like figure out which is which sometimes. Yeah. I think you probably wrote a record.
So then, so that just kind of gives, I think, a good idea of his home life and everything. The next day, he meets and befriends this other kid. I think Darren? Darren is his name? The redheaded kid.
We nicknamed him Fregley because he looks like Fregley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
You did call him Fregley.
He's kind of Fregley looking.
He's a little...
Not in a bad way.
He's Fregley core, for sure.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm a businessman. I'm an entrepreneur. Blah, blah, blah. He's kind of a...
He has a business card on the cardboard with no phone number.
Yeah, he's like, call around.
Yeah, Connor's like, how do I call you? And he's like, just call around. But this movie, like, early on, like, you get sucked into its comedy, for sure.
It's really funny.
It's very funny.
Yeah, it has that, like, just dry kind of sense of humor where just, like, if something's a joke, they'll play it like a joke.
Yeah, and they're not really scared of it doing dark comedy too, which I appreciated. There's one instance that I'll point out later when we get to it, but that had us laughing at it. But as mentioned, that's kind of part of the plot.
After school, he sees from across the street Raphina.
Oh, his muse.
His played by Lucy Boynton.
Lucy Boynton. Thank
you. His alt baddie. His alt
baddie. Early on, Adam called me out, and he said that this is a movie where like the guy gets the girl.
Yeah, it's a Trevor genre.
I took offense to that. I just want to say, but it is what it is.
There's two movies. There's this one, and then oh my god, what's that? Licorice Pizza, right?
I love Licorice Pizza.
I mean, but like you can define like half of all movies as nerdy person gets other person set in previous nostalgic time, right? Like that's.
Have you ever seen like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind? Or
great movie.
Yeah. Okay. So you like is that a Trevor movie?
No, that's not a Trevor movie. I was literally just making fun of you and your enjoyment of.
That's fine. That's fine.
I would always call them like reach movies, like man goes through metamorphosis in order to try to get woman, right? So La La Land,
sure.
This movie,
Scott Pilgrim,
Licorice Pizza, like I mentioned.
Yeah,
there's a lot of, but then again, that's a very common genre of movie.
No, totally, yeah, totally. Yeah. But like, while it is a call out, I don't like really actually take offense to it. Because what you said are some genuinely good movies. Maybe it's just like the plight of the white male, and it's just like that's what it is. And that's why I'm blind to it.
Speaks to Trevor.
Yeah, exactly.
I can relate.
To be fair, every movie that I just mentioned, I also love, with the exception of La La Land. Not a fan of that movie.
Where it's like it's on that kind of graph where it's like the He's Literally Me movies, where it's like that, and then like on another spectrum, it's like Drive and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
Taxi Driver.
I cannot believe you don't like La La Land. I'm sorry. I can't get into it right now. We're talking about Synge Street.
We'll have a debate.
And maybe musicals aren't for you, But Synge Street is undeniably like a good movie.
I think
Christian.
it's a it's a non-traditional musical. Like when you think of a
Yeah.
musical, you have this idea
Because-
in your head of what it is and like how it's presented, and it's not. It's done in a way that it's like it doesn't feel like it is, but it is.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
it's illustrated quite well with the brother early on with the Duran Duran in the music videos part, because
Yeah.
all of the musical parts are actually just music videos.
They're just their
whether
music
they're
videos.
in good or bad quality. And like
And it's home movies. There's a charm to it. There's
it's diegetic, like, people are listening and hearing, like it's happening. But the movie's a feel-good movie. Would you guys say it's a feel-good movie?
feel good
Yeah.
movie coming of age.
Yeah, I think I would.
Overall, sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
We're gonna have
I saw that
to
and I was
have
like,
some discussion at the edge or at the end.
Sure.
But
Yeah, sure. But let's get back to, and I'm sorry, Christian, I totally took this off course, but we can, Conor meets Raphina.
Yeah, it's
He
Raphina.
falls in love, just absolutely falls in love with this woman, just standing
Yeah.
there. And I think it's Darren like gives Conor the download on her, right?
She doesn't talk to anyone of the guys here. She just hangs out across the street and blah blah blah. Doesn't give any of us the time of day, kind of thing. And then he gets the courage and goes up to her and
Yeah,
they
new
kinda
kid
strike
on
up-
the block.
New kid on the block.
He has nothing to lose, so why not? He crosses the
Exactly.
street and goes over and talks to Raphina, our hero Conor.
And we find out she's a model and she has a boyfriend, but it's kind of like, or I don't know if we find that out at that point. I forget, but she has a boyfriend and they kind of talk.
She's independent. Like, she's not like,
Yeah.
she's waiting for somebody. She's like doing her own thing.
Yeah.
It's not like she's
Um,
waiting for somebody to actually go up and talk to her.
And then essentially he just lies and is like, oh, like, yeah, I'm in a band. I do music. I sing.
Yeah, we're shooting a music video this Saturday.
Yeah.
Why don't you come? And then she's like, okay. And he recruits her to be in the music video. And then he leaves and is like, okay, well now I gotta make a band by Saturday.
It tells a woman he's in a band without being in a band and says, well, now I have 24 hours to make a band.
Man tries to get coochie. He'll do anything at any means.
His good friend Darren knows exactly how to start this process.
yeah, Darren kind of carries big time.
He goes back to Darren, and Darren's like, literally, like, you want to start a band? Okay, let's, like, I know a guy. Like, let's go talk to him. And that's when we meet, honestly, the MVP of the whole movie.
My goat.
Oh, yeah.
The GOAT. Eamon.
Eamon, my goat.
Eamon.
Aemon.
Looks like a young Corey Feldman. Like that's all I was thinking about the whole movie. He looks like young Corey Feldman,
He does. He totally does.
and he is a multi-talented artist.
He can actually play any instrument.
He plays like any,
And he has a bunch of instruments because his dad is in a cover band and he plays at weddings, pubs, and whatever else they said.
Shindigs.
and yeah, he's kind of their first recruit for the band, and then we get a little-
Oh, and that's the other thing. I think we need to hold on before we go
Yeah,
much further. I mean, Eamon's good and has instruments. Conor, not bringing a lot to the table.
he's really not.
Oh, he stakes on
Yeah.
ice.
He's
He's
not great
horrible.
at singing,
He
but he
sucks.
says he's a singer. He doesn't know how to start a band. He's like lying that he's in a band. Like, you're kind of like, okay, kid, like, what's going on?
And he's too self-conscious to sing.
Exactly. And he's like, whatever. He's kind of like, about
'Cause when you
it.
hear him sing, like he's not like oh, this is terrible. Like there's something
Yeah.
there, but like he's just like he's clearly holding back or doesn't know how to like perfect it.
It's all about getting that confidence. And so through Eamon, they now have like a way to like make music. And Eamon, Darren, and Conor now recruit other members of the band. A keyboard player, a bass player, a drummer. Is that it?
I think
think
that's
that's
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they start off small.
Characters who we hear from like once and then we never really
Yeah.
hear from them again.
Yeah.
Except for the bass player. I think his name is Jeremy. He's so freaking funny. He's the
He is
cowboy.
funny.
He's
very-
so freaking funny.
He's the short one that's not Darren.
He has really good, like,
He's like the
all-out
short,
humor.
scrappy one of the
Yeah,
group.
he's like, I'm not gonna do that, and then ends up doing it. He's that kind of guy. It's great. Just a classic all-around cartoon character. Now that we have the band, they need to come up with a name. What name do they decide?
Well, Eamon suggest the rabbits because he has like a rabbit obsession. That's like
that's
his
right.
thing.
Yeah.
And they shoot it down and they say it's stupid. And then they try to name it French and they're Irish. So they shoot that down and say it's stupid and French.
Eamon's like, oh, how about Synge Street?
Because we all go to that school. It's not with a Y. You just spell it
S-I-N-G.
S-I-N-G. Like the title of the movie.
And they're like,
They don't know
I
how
like
to
that.
spell their school name.
Now that they have the band, Conor has to like make music now because he's like he says that he's the lyricist,
Yeah, he's in this.
songwriter.
He's got Coochie on the line.
Very early on, like he does have like a song kind of ready to go, and Eamon is a great like bouncing board with him, like sounding board, and they make a good song together.
Well, yeah, Connor's the drive, and Eamon is like the talent. Like he's like, oh God, we're gonna work with this.
With the band formed, and they figured out how to make music.
They write their first song really quick.
They write their first song very quick because it's about Raphina.
Yeah.
Riddle of the Model,
name.
which is a great name. Yeah, great name for a freaking song.
That is a fire name. Yeah.
They start filming their music video on that day that they said. And they're like waiting for her. They're wearing these dopey costumes because they were like, oh, I don't know, and they like miscoordinated all the outfits.
And as Adam pointed out, they chose their shooting location to be what we can only describe as the wall of hate.
Yeah. There's a lot of spray paint behind like their shoot location,
like
that is like
and
slurs and vulgarities and
Hateful symbols.
Hateful symbols. Not great place, but I mean, I guess it kind of works for them. They're kind of going for like what would we say this is? This is like a grungy kind of like. Is it Depeche Mode or is it that more Duran Duran? Because this is what they're inspired by. They said that they are
Duran Duran
futurists.
Kind of, yeah. It's more kind of. It reminds me of like Rio, like what he was inspired by early on.
There's songs that are kind of inspired by other like artists' sound. I guess is the way to describe that. Like this one where they're wearing the dopey costumes, Riddle of the Bottle, is like more of that Duran Duran. It's a pretty good song.
It is a good song. I can't remember the names of all the songs because
I wrote them down. Don't worry, we'll get there.
And I don't remember what they all sound like, but I remember none of them being like boring. They're all bangers.
I will say, like, and this isn't a detriment to the movie, but like, and this is so like anti-musical theater of me, and I'm sorry to the musical theater community. I'll apologize now.
No,
hot take.
Go ahead. Say it.
These aren't songs that I think I would like put on my playlist and be like, oh yeah, let me listen to that. You know what I mean?
Oh, I fucking would.
Hey, all the more power to you. But when you listen to these songs, like you're like, oh, this is really good, and it just kind of like sprinkles the movie with a new flavor that's just like so nice to the tongue and so enjoyable and kind of makes it special. And you kind of get that really early on with like the humor, the kind of like themes that it portrays, the music that it's going for. I mean, it's a good combo. And Riddle of the Model, that whole like sequence, like where they're in that alley, is like really really cute because Raphina does show up for the shoot, and she's like, "Where's your camera guy? Where's your lighting guy? Where's your makeup person? Your costumes person?" And they're like,
kind of ties it all together.
Totally,
brings a professional edge to it.
She's the coordination.
It's so cute because like she's older than them, or at least like I'm pretty sure she's older than them.
I think a year older.
Yeah, and like it's like she's kind of like the mother hen because she kind of gives these guys direction, and Conor's all for it, and the other guys are at first like, this is the makeup part. Like they have to put on makeup for the shoot because like the lighting is all weird outside, and all the boys are like, no, I don't want to put makeup on, except Conor. And I guess Eamon was down for
anything for pussy, bro. He'll put on makeup.
Exactly.
In the 80s.
But I mean, like, it also like gives Conor the confidence because like Riddle of the Model is like a great, sequence because like it also shows you where Conor is in his singing journey. He isn't very good, so he has a song that's a little slower,
no subconscious.
Yeah, and he like sings it through like a vacuum tube to like get like an effect on it, so he doesn't have to sing as like hard. It's not his actual vocals like coming through. Just like a really interesting sequence when you think about it.
I really like how it was filmed, and like you kind of see it from the perspective of like the music video. I think that was a really cool choice.
Fellas, I'm so sorry. Or I should say, after Riddle the Model, I was a little checked out because Alex came home and I needed to just chat with her for a moment. So I don't exactly remember what happens like in between Riddle of the Model and the next song.
Well,
But I also know that it's just kind of more like formation of the band, chatting about it, things like that.
Yeah, I will say this kind of like middle part of the movie. I always kind of keep a log of what is going on in the chronology of each film we see.
All hail Christian the Tomekeeper! All hail!
All hail!
It seemed kind of like it was just like they shoot a song or they do a song and then some school stuff, some home stuff, some time with Raphina. Kind of that is kind of the general thing.
It's not like, I wouldn't say it's slice of life, but it's just like, it's just like sequences, scenes of just like, the formation of the band, them at school, getting bullied. One thing to note is that like Conor is like, when he goes to school, he's showing a little bit more confidence. He's like changing his hair a little bit, his outfits.
Yeah, he's like dyed his hair. Yeah.
They all do. I
want to point out a very funny thing we mentioned at one point during the film. So after the music video, Conor gives her a ride home on his bike.
Oh yes.
He drops her off and they're chatting and kind of like whatever. Raphina's boyfriend rolls up. He's like this older guy in a car. Or not like older guy, but older than her for sure. He's like
totally
a young adult. Certified creep.
Certified creep.
Oh yeah, he's in humps.
Oh my god!
But
reference to last movie.
Oh. But we made a joke because the guy rolls up and he legitimately looks like Curtis Conor. Like he looks exactly like
famous YouTuber Curtis Conor.
Famous YouTuber. And I was like, what the hell? I just thought
he's like, "Oh, you're the kid with the band.
Yeah,
I listened to your record. It's good." And it's like, bro, the song's about your girl, man.
Honestly.
And then he like tries to drive away cool, but ends up doing like a 3-point turn to get out of there.
No, they did car stalls. It's so funny.
There's a really horrible part. I'm sorry.
Please.
They're in school, and he shows up. He's like in makeup and like dyed his hair and everything.
That's right.
Yeah, he bleached his bangs.
Really.
He doesn't seem to get a lot of guff from the students, which I feel like they would, but he doesn't. It seems.
I think it's because there's 7 of them, and they're always hanging out.
But this causes the ire of Brother Baxter, the kind of like headmaster of the school that told him to get black shoes. And he calls him into his office. He's like, "No, take that makeup off. You can't be wearing that at school." And he's like, "Why not? I checked. It's not in the rules." And he kind of gets sassy with him, and he tells him like, "You're gonna come in here and you're gonna wash your face." And he says no. And then Conor leaves. Fucking horrible. The headmaster like
jumps him.
Jumps him,
throws him in the bathroom, and like shoves his head into the sink.
Straight up assaults him. Like this poor kid.
Horrible.
Like shoves him under a bathroom sink, forces him to wash his hair, get like the highlights out, and they're not gonna come out. Like grabs him and like just like accosts him. It's terrible. It's terrible. Horrible. This poor kid Conor.
If I could say it, he kind of sucks.
Yeah, he is a chode.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a bad guy.
He's kind of a bad guy. Kind of a stinker.
I think he kind of channels that anger into kind of writing some more songs. Like he writes a song that we don't hear until the end, but he writes a song kind of calling out the headmaster there.
Brother Baxter.
Yeah, so then they film their next music video at the pier.
There's a song in between that called Up. It's like the one where it's like you take me up.
Yeah.
There's just a little montagey part, whatever. Yeah. It's fine. It's a good song.
Good song.
It's good.
There's not any bad songs, but
then yes, they go to the pier and film their next music video after the song Beautiful Sea. And they're coming up with like music video ideas on the train there.
Really getting to know each other. They're filming on the train, interacting.
Yeah, Jeremy.
He's like interacting, dancing with people.
Very cute, very fun kid shenanigans that they're doing. Then while they're filming the video, there's supposed to be a scene where Raphina jumps into the drink
ocean.
But then she does it for real, and then she's like, "Conor, come save me, Conor!" And then Conor jumps in and pulls her over to the thing because she can't swim or something. Some playfulness there, and then he just kind of takes initiative and just gives her a little smooch.
Well, and remember that like she tells him something about like art too. She's like, she jumps in the water, and the whole idea was that like she wasn't supposed to jump in the water. She was supposed to jump in this like little spot that like she would be dry and fine, and look like she jumped in the water. But she jumps fully in the water, and then like she's like, "Help! I can't swim." Conor jumps in, and he's like, "Why the hell did you do that?" And she's like, "You can't half-ass. You gotta go full in." Which is like super cute. Which is like, it's great, and it's a good little like message. But also like, I want to talk about Raphina for a second. Not like we don't want to dive in too much, but I just want to say like, her whole thing is that she wants to go to London, and like Conor is like kind of down for that too, and he's like, but I don't know how to get there, and she doesn't know how to get there either too. That's like a one big thing about this whole movie is that like she wants to go to London to pursue her modeling career, and like he wants to go to London presumably to pursue music, but like he just doesn't know how to do it, and he's like a little kid.
Yeah, he's 15. He doesn't know shit.
Can you guys imagine if England is like your salvation land?
I know. I
mean, come on. No, that's a joke. England must be a nice place, but like, there must be other places to go too.
It's the big city, dude. It's London.
It is their big city. It is their big city, and it's the 1980s.
It's 1980s London too. At that,
and I don't know. Like, do you think that they're good? The band?
Yeah,
I think they're for the material they have and what they're doing. They're fucking amazing.
Yeah. After the Pier whole situation happens, like, it's just more of the same kind of like repeat through the movie. Now, again, this isn't like a detractor on the movie overall. It's just like just more vignettes happen of just like the kids all together, right?
They get a gig to perform at the school dance. That's kind of the setting up the climax of the film.
Yeah.
And then Conor takes Raphina on like a little date. He's like, "Oh, me granddad and I and on this boat." And he takes her out on this boat to this little island, and they have a little picnic, and they chat, and they get closer, and they bond, and then that's when he kind of like, they seal the deal a bit more, and he kisses her, and she kisses back.
I guess she broke up with her boyfriend at that point or something, too.
Yeah.
It's not like super clear. So after their little date, is it that next day where the bully character, we didn't really talk too much about the bully character. He's not that important.
This was when they were setting up for the first music video. The bully, who's been a dick, but won't fully fight. Like, he's too timid to fight.
He's getting abused by his dad. Yeah, that's something to mention too. Like there's this bully character that he's not like super important, but he's like kind of like the bully character that has been like constant force in Conor's school life. That's been
bad haircut, bad attitude.
And we made a joke that he literally looks like the main character from Bully, and he even has a slingshot.
As the songs keep going, by the way, they're changing eras, and Conor's definitely getting way more confident in the songs he's singing.
He is like a persona, and that kind of happens after Raphina gives him a name, like, "Oh, I'm going to call you Cosmo." As like a persona, and after that,
he's embracing his full confidence, and then he has this altercation with the bully, and he's like standing up to the bully at this point, and he says this line: "You have the power to stop things, not create." I just want to say that's pretty profound. That is profound coming from my man Conor. He is not the same little boy that we watched, 40 minutes ago. He's grown into a pop star man.
Yeah, he's got confidence.
He really has. He leaves him stunned. He leaves Barry stunned. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, and Barry like has a crisis, I think, after that.
he goes home. He's like rethinking his life.
Pardon me if I'm repeating this, but he was like, "You only have the capability to destroy, not the capability to create."
Yeah, power to stop things.
Such a banger line.
It's such a banger line. And it's like a good callback because like, Conor is a dude who has like I'm kind of jealous of Conor, man. Like he creates music. Like he sings like pretty okay. Like he's got it good, He doesn't have it great. I mean, his home life isn't the best. His parents are a constant, fighting source, and it's not great.
He has it better than most other people we see in that movie.
I mean, true, but also like his parents are constantly fighting, and it's one of the drives of his
dad
music.
is kind of the issue.
His dad is the issue. Yeah, he really likes his mom.
which kind of leads into what happens after their little date on the island.
Mm-hmm.
Connor's parents kind of make a family announcement. They say, well, we're separating.
Yep.
They can't divorce, but they can legally separate, which I don't know if it's any different, but okay. Just making up rules.
They're the Irish Catholics.
St. Patrick with the snakes. There you go.
Oh yeah, he got rid of all the pagans.
That's basically a wizard-like thing, right? Like, come on.
Basically a wizard.
I mean,
Destroyer is wizard.
St. Patrick was a wizard. Name that the episode of the title of this
St.
episode.
Patrick was a wizard. It's so good.
It's nothing to do with the movie.
Write that down.
Write that down. Write that down. I don't know. Sorry, where were we going? I genuinely lost a train of thought there.
So anyway, that's kind of the first domino of kind of bad things that happen, because after this happens, they're gonna shoot a music video, and Raphina doesn't make it. And this is the music video. By the way, we should preface, this is the music video where he had this idea. It's like a Back to the Future kind of thing, and it's like this.
Yeah, it's like set in the 50s.
Prom dance thing. Awesome fucking video.
Drive it like you stole it.
Maybe my favorite song in the movie.
Oh, totally. It's the best song in the movie.
Because this sequence, how they filmed it, is so fun. It's this sequence where he's playing it out in his head. It's not how they're actually filming it.
He's not feeling great about, his life right now, but he's looking forward to the gig, and they're practicing, and he's like, okay, we're gonna get into this one. He does that Ocean's 11 thing of like, this is how it's gonna go down.
Yeah.
He gets to be extras in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are gonna snap to the song and dance like it's the 50s.
They don't know.
And they are the most, they're like the most uncoordinated people. Drive It Like You Stole It is a fantastic sequence, Christian. I am with you on that, man.
Yeah, it's so fun.
It's the best dance sequence. It's very fun, and they have fun with his kind of imagination of the scenario, because
totally,
the headmaster comes in and then he does a cartwheel, and then the brother comes in as James Dean.
Looks good too. Like everyone's dancing. It's coordinated. It's the one musical number in the movie, I guess. Yeah, and it's just it's also just a band playing. It's not the music came from nowhere.
It's in his head. He's thinking oh, this is how it's going to go down. My brother's going to stop the nonce and disarm him, and they'll become friends. Everybody will love us.
But then it cuts to reality, and oh, there's not a lot of people here. We're just going to film it. But Raphina doesn't show up.
Raphina does not show up. The muse.
So he goes to her place of residence, which is it's like a home for girls. It's not like her house.
Right across the street from the school.
He talks to a girl that lives there, and she's like, "Oh no, she left with her boyfriend to London." What the heck, dude?
What?
And that just breaks his heart. Hey, this was.
Yeah.
I thought what we had was special.
I'm never gonna be able to make another song again. Ah!
Yeah, and he's kind of distraught about this. But pretty soon after, she shows up again in town. And he's like,
yeah,
huh? Raphina, what's going on? What's up? And she tries to be like, oh, Raphina who? I'm her sister.
Oh, yeah. Fucking weird.
She has a conversation, and she explains that she went to London with that guy, and then he kind of just ditched her, right?
He's a bum.
Yeah, he just left her. And he's just an asshole.
He's an asshole. And then she came home. And she kind of tries to make amends with him, but she
works at McDonald's. Didn't remember?
That's true. She's like,
she says she works at McDonald's now.
No, she's like,
I thought she said that she
would. I'm gonna get a job.
Oh, maybe so. She drops her dreams of being a model.
But yeah, she also on the bench is my dreams are ruined. I have to hang out with you. This I work at McDonald's. This kind of stinks.
Yeah, and he gets pissed. Conor gets pissed.
Rightfully so. It was kind of
pissed.
Yeah, he storms off. He doesn't want to. He's like, I'm out of here. And then she's like, tell me about your gig. And he's like, no,
that's right.
all good. I'm out of here.
Yeah, he breaks up with her.
He goes and he writes a song with Eamon about her again for
I think it's the one where he gets his bike stolen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Just hard cuts from.
Oh my god.
Getting the bike stolen. I do want to say, anytime Eamon and Conor are riffing, it's a good time.
The band is just so supportive. They are such a team, very early on, and support each other. It's like this weird unspoken thing, and they're like the source of like comedy through the film.
Yeah,
which
they're
is
all
very
outcasts. They don't really
yeah.
say it. They don't go into much like hanging out with like the group, like we don't learn some of their names. Like,
I do wish that like we did hang out with the band a little bit more, and maybe that it was more about the band. I think that like I like that, but it's obviously like a love story that they were trying to do. Not
they had their
story.
focus.
Yeah,
and then a family like crisis story.
And then after that, Darren and Conor go to Barry's house, the bully, to kind of essentially make amends, make peace.
Yeah,
branch.
Because I think they realize, or they get a sense that he comes from a abusive household.
Yeah, they know that for a fact.
They offer him, let's work this out, let's hash it out, and you can be our roadie, and you can you don't have to be here all the time,
and like they kind of give him like a security spot too, in a way.
Security roadie. And he accepts, and it's very fun. It's a very nice little bit.
As much as we didn't touch on the bully, like it's a very it's a very heartwarming moment of just like like even the bully gets to like have a feel good moment. Like everyone's having feel good moments, even though even though the Raphina stuff is not going well. But Raphina does find out about the gig because after the Barry sequence, we go into the gig, right?
Yeah, we're at the gig. We see Conor left a tape on her porch, and then
that's right. That's right.
And the gig
they first play the song "Girls," which like is like this kind of like I don't know Weird Al-esque song. I don't even know how to put it, or like Devo kind of
a little bit, yeah.
And like the crowd doesn't like them.
They keep calling them slurs.
Lots of slurs in this movie.
Then he has like a moment where he says like, "Oh, we're gonna play a slow song," and like they literally get booed.
Yeah, they're
and they're like, "Boo! Like this stinks." And he's like, "Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're not doing a slow song. Like, what the hell?" And then he's like,
I love us.
He goes and talks to Eamon.
My goat.
It's a bold move, but I like it.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Eamon gets on those keys,
which is "To Find You," which is the same song that he left on Raphina's doorstep that he wrote about her. Then you get the cute sequence of her coming in.
She misses that song.
She misses the whole thing.
Listening to it, and it's a little montage cutting between a slow song and her listening to it. And then she runs to the dance, and she sees their final song. And it's a fun time. And the final song is the Brown Shoes song.
Brown Shoes, a reference back to the shoes issue from much earlier.
Which he painted black, and he brought up before he was assaulted by an authority figure at his school.
That's right.
It's like, I painted these things. These shits ain't even black. I painted these, dummy.
And they do this thing where like they distribute masks of like the headmaster, and they actually turn off the light switch too, and like fuck with the lighting and like break it so that
that was so
they incite a riot, which is like great because like the pastor's trying to put it down.
There's the headmaster's like, all right, no, he tells someone like turn on the lights to like
another old geezer.
We're wrapping this up.
He's like, no, we're not listening to Brown Shoes.
Some other random kid turns it off. And then they have this little war where they're turning it on and off. And then the kid just picks up a fire extinguisher and smashes it.
It just breaks it. Just breaks the light switch. So funny.
And he gets a hero's applause.
And then it's like this, like, Adif pointed out that it's like a stroke song, Brown Shoes. And I really like it.
Yeah, it's like a punk song.
Yeah, it's like a punky kind of strokesy song. I like it. It was very good. I mean, like, it sounds like the Strokes, but like the Strokes weren't around in the 80s, so I wouldn't know who to... Joy Division, maybe?
I don't know, dad music. I don't know. Shit that came up before the 90s doesn't exist to me.
Brown Shoes is sung. It's a wonderful time for everybody. And like the kids all love it. Like I think now they're all like big fans of Synge Street. That's the whole thing. Is like they proved that and like they distribute the masks and the kids are all screaming and it's like it's great. Like punk.
All those kids, they're gonna have Synge Street on their Spotify Wrapped. That's all I'm saying.
It's so weird because like I distinctly remember like Headmaster fucking with them more, but I guess that didn't happen. And like the Headmaster after like the light switch thing happens, he just kind of like is done. He's like whatever.
Well, after the masks fall, he's like and he leaves.
That's right.
Well, he gets lost in the crowd and he's like trying to get to it, but like they're all keeping him from getting to the front, and then they all like shove him out.
It's just that classic, like, kind of 80s movie. Because, like, it's almost weird because he has that, like, Back to the Future moment of, like, it's like the 80s, like, oh, like, running up and, like, dancing prom kind of, like, moment. Mm-hmm. They're not, like, choreographed and dancing like that, but I mean, like, it's...
I don't think we've mentioned it. Well, we did earlier, but the dance is between a all-boys school and an all-girls school, Catholic schools.
Right, yeah.
So there's nothing happening.
And then they just go into the ending of the movie. Like, they play the gig, and Conor literally runs away, grabs Raphina by the hand, and Christian, take us away. I mean...
They go home in the middle of the night, and they...
Back to the brother.
They talk to Brendan, the brother, and he's like, hey, can you drive us to town? Can you drive us to the pier? We're going to get on the boat, and we're going to sail to England.
And real quick, I'm so sorry, not to interrupt. I do want to say that there is this really, really nice scene that happens earlier in the movie before the gig between the brother and Conor. Mm-hmm. And it's about the brother basically saying, like, he's got to let his life by the horns. And he gets really upset, like, after, like, their parents have, like, that big fight and the separation.
Yeah, Brendan doesn't take it well. And he sees it coming from a mile away.
And he has this whole scene with him about how, like, he wanted to be, like, a rocker. But then, like, when Conor came into the picture, like, he kind of had to, like, step up as a big brother. He feels like he never got to fulfill his dreams. And he's upset by his situation.
Mm-hmm.
But he learns to, like, embrace Conor's, like, passion. Like, I couldn't do it. You have to do this.
Supportive force throughout the movie. There's just that one dark period where he, like, can't take it. And he's like, I got to stop my weed smoking, slackerism, pick my shit up and pull me up by the bootstraps. Which, like, is a good scene.
Brendan's, like, set up to be the douchey older brother, and he's not that.
No.
He's very, like, straight with Conor. He's like, you guys sound bad.
He's the wise sage.
Keep going. You guys are fine.
He's just a supportive force through this movie, and he's just he's a cool character. And
he's the only guidance that he really has. His dad's Wormfinger or whatever. Littlefinger's not very
Littlefinger from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, Littlefinger.
He stinks.
Conor comes to Brendan with this plan.
Yeah, we're gonna go to London. We have no money or no plan, but we're gonna go, and we're gonna, I guess, presumably, try to sell our songs.
They have a dream.
Yeah, they're just gonna run away to London. Like, that's like, they're like, we're gonna do it tonight.
They're gonna sail to London.
I gotta say, that's such a foreign concept to us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I made this joke. Totally. I made this joke during the movie, but like back then, you probably could do that, right? Like you could, I have sights set on the big city. I'm gonna go fucking find work. But now, if I want to go outside and like breathe air from a goddamn tree, I got to pay $40.
Always be prepared to spend at least $40 if you're stepping outside.
Let alone, want to have a fucking house. So it was just such a crazy concept, but I think it was meant to be jarring, which was funny.
It's also meant to be just kind of that very cinematic kind of movie ending.
Yeah.
Pipe
Conor
dreamy.
is like, I'm going to take Grandpa's boat, and I'm going to sail us to London.
In the rain.
Yeah, in the rain. Brendan's like, okay, like, I'm down, I'll take you. They go to the dock. They have a nice goodbye.
Hands him lyrics.
And then
hands him lyrics.
Yeah, hands him some lyrics. It's very sweet.
I presume it's the Adam Levine song.
That is the Adam Levine song.
They jump in the boat. They go and
they sail. They sail away.
And that's the end of the movie.
They almost get hit by a big other ship, but then they just follow it.
It was the one that it was the ferry that takes people to London. They just didn't get a ticket. They
just couldn't afford it.
Yeah,
so they follow it.
Boat. They just follow it. Yeah, and that's how it ends.
That's Synge Street.
Yeah, solid film.
Yeah, it's a solid film. It's a good movie. You got to kind of watch it. It's a little slice of lifey. It's just like there's no huge major beats that really happen. That's anything. It's just more about like Raphina and Conor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you guys think?
I feel like I enjoyed it. I'm not like I said at the beginning, I'm not a musical, and this subverted my expectations. Like the home movie aspect of it, like kind of changes how we're processing the music that they're making. And then it finally leads to the one musical number and then the final concert, which resolves everything better than the one he had in his head.
100%. They progress throughout and they get better and they actually kind of like become this like legit band. Like, even though it's in this like little tiny, Irish school. And they follow that journey where like their quality just gets better and better. It's fantastic.
They ignore the haters.
Adam, you said that you had some points you wanted to bring up. Or there was something you wanted to talk about later, and you were like, "Oh, when we get there."
We glossed over it. It was the dark humor aspect, and how Christian and I both laughed at a kid kicking the shit out of a trash can.
Talk about the dark humor of the movie.
His dad beat the shit out of him, and then he kicked a trash can.
Oh, that part.
I don't think it was like intentionally funny, and again, it's not
funny
in context.
Well, it is. It's kind of funny.
It was more just funny how he kicked the trash can.
To illustrate the scene, the boys are. I think they're recording a music video.
They're in front of the wall of hate.
Yeah, they're in front of the wall of hate, and Barry and his dad comes by, and Barry's dad is like grade A, like probably the biggest asshole in the whole movie. And he's like, "Hey, you're those like, stupid, little kids with a band. Like, oh, like Barry, why aren't you in a band?" And Barry's like, "Oh, I don't want to do that." And he's like, "Don't backtalk me." It just hits him.
Fuck you. It's kind of an awkward laugh, and then the kid just like hits the shit out of a trash can. So it's
what I was trying to say was that like the rage that he illustrates is a rage that we've all seen before. Where just like that guy loses in Mortal Kombat and like just throws the controller across the room. It's like gamer rage. He has a little gamer moment, and like that's why it was kind of funny. You're just kind of like, oh.
If we're gonna assume that the movie's autobiographical, right? Which I think it is.
To an extent, yeah.
To an extent, right? I think it's kind of looking at your own past through the lens of memory, right? So you have these really traumatic moments that are incredibly vivid. So whether it was the violence that the priest headmaster whether it was that or his brother thrashing the Vinyls down after the divorce, or the abuse suffered by his friends, or even some of the kisses that he shared, there's moments of like very, very vivid memories.
Yeah, Eamon says that like his dad is going to like a meeting for people who beat their wives and children.
What I'm particularly saying about this is that these scenes are filmed and framed differently than the rest of the movie.
Totally.
Each one of them is like it's so detailed and in your face that it almost feels like it's intentional. And that's at least what I'm taking away from it, is like these are almost like traumatic incidences that you would see in your past and like know for a fact what it looked like, what it felt like, what it would be like. And it's completely different from like the rose-colored glasses of like the positive memories that you might have. Some of those instances for me were a bit jarring and almost made you have a laugh, like just like the sheer violence of this kid just like kicking the shit out of what was it, Ryan? A milk
crate.
And that's the humor I got of it. I mean, it's not funny. The context isn't funny at all.
There's a lightheartedness throughout it because like you'll see those scenes of terrible abuse.
The dad's also a bully.
Yeah, the dad's a bully too.
And he bullies his son, so he bullies kids at school.
Film their music videos, and like they're actually pretty good, and like they're getting street cred, and like they're comfortable living in their own skin. Like there's this like going through that pain and just channeling it into art and into music.
Creativity.
And creativity. That line again, the power to stop things, not create. That Conor tells Barry after he's like fed up with him. Just all around good. It's a feel good movie, but there are those scenes of like kind of just like abuse and things like that. If you're not into things like that, I wouldn't say you shouldn't watch this movie. I wouldn't say that it's to the extent that like.
No, I mean, if you could handle Matilda, I feel like you can handle this.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I mean, this movie was very reminiscent of Matilda for me. It's a similar slice of life coming of age movie. I can't really it's hard for me to dive into it because I tend to intellectualize movies a bit more, but overall I enjoyed it. It was a great movie. I had a good time. I love musicals. And I think this is a unique way to approach musicals because we had a bit of a disagreement in the beginning where I didn't really consider this musical, but upon further thought, because in my opinion, musical segments have to add to the plot of the movie. And I was like, oh, these are more just so kind of showing the progression as a band. But I disagree with that sentiment that I had before. The musical segments kind of provide exposition to what he's feeling at each moment and like what's happening around him.
Yeah, totally.
It is a musical in a sense where like those musical segments are very important. They progress the plot of the movie. as you guys mentioned, it is filmed like music videos, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Home movies, not even like music videos. It's obviously home movies because they're kids. These are
Yeah,
kids
totally.
making it, so it's definitely like, oh, I mean, I've done this before. Everybody's like tried to make movies at home when you're a kid.
I love that fucking just like that the lighting they used for like 1980s UK. You know, it's like everything's
like
fucking
overcast.
Everything's dark and the architecture's brutalistic and it's like cool.
Yeah, totally.
It's like I'm gonna go fucking work a shift at the candy factory or something, or go
The canning factory.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fucking shove a toddler down a chimney and have him sweep it.
I think we talked this film to death, so let's go on to the review.
I really appreciate you guys going on this journey with me because like this is definitely like definition of underrated gem. I think one of those movies that is underrated gem. Like you don't hear anyone talking about this, and it is a good time. It's worth a watch. It's you're gonna have a good time whether or not you're like super into musicals or not. I think, and as you know, Ryan, I converted Ryan for a movie, so that just that kind of explains it for me. And I'm really into the humor. I mean, you'll be laughing out loud. You'll be rolling out of your seat. I give this a 2 thumbs up. I want to say 8.5 out of 10. I will say that I rescind it. I rescind it to an 8 out of 10. I do wish that the movie was about the band more. And that's just kind of one of those fundamental things. But the product that you get here is definitely an 8 out of 10. It's a really nice culmination of story, music, and just greatness. Ryan, what do you think?
I enjoyed it. A little skeptical at the beginning, and I think I'm going to rate it a 7. I really like this movie.
I'll jump in. Greg Heffley. I'm just kidding. The main character reminds me of the main guest guy from the kid. I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna do a reverse here and start off with my score and then explain why. I'm gonna give this movie an 8, similar to Trevor. It's a nice feel-good movie. It's very expertly made. I really enjoy the uniqueness of the way the story was told. I enjoy the settings and overall just like the progression of the plot. It's very organic. I think I also have a similar gripe. I don't feel like we have as much interpersonal interactions with our lead. I'm terrible with character names. Someone remind me.
Conor.
You're good, Conor.
With Conor and people outside of the main lady, and how he sees her. And I wish we had more of that because it kind of felt like the whole bullying aspect was dropped after he started the band.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wish that was explored more because I don't think that would have happened. But that doesn't take too much away from the movie because I still think it was great and I still think it's worth a watch. Christian.
Very solid film. I didn't feel like it really was like reinventing the wheel or anything. It was just a really solid, fun, cute movie. I do agree with some of Adam's points of like I kind of wish there was a bit more stuff with like the band itself. Maybe some extra scenes there, but I do kind of get like it's more of a focus on the romance angle with Conor and Raphina. But yeah, some of like the bullying stuff I feel was kind of dropped. Again, this isn't to say it's like bad or anything. It's just stuff that I kind of wanted more from it. But all in all, I think it's just a solid, fun time. It's not bad at all. It's very good. I think it's enjoyable, and I'm gonna give it like a 7. I really liked it.
Amazing.
Oh my god, I wish I was in enough names. What's the bully's name?
Barry.
I feel like this movie filmed for Barry's POV would have been interesting. Because it's like
would have been interesting.
Kind of go from like a shithead, and like I mean I know it's overplayed, but I think an abusive dad might have been too dark. But I think an abusive dad was a little more high stakes than the divorce and everything.
Oh,
with
totally.
That. So seeing the band as an escape, just for the leading guy to just fucking leave, you know what I mean? Just up and leave.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an issue I got with the ending, man. Like, I'm like, what about the band, dude? Like you're nothing without him. You're nothing without him. Literally. Let's be honest.
The ending credit should have been like pictures of them all in London.
They literally go over troubled waters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, the metaphor's a bit on the nose. I thought it was also...
the promised land of England.
Yeah, it's the promised land. The big fucking London. I wasn't the biggest fan of the ending.
No, neither am I.
And there was even a big obstacle in their way, the ship. They couldn't go directly to their dreams.
That would have been crazy. If they did kill them, that'd be kind of cool.
The movie ends like fucking Planet of the Apes. Someone slams down a newspaper and it's like looking for children missing in storm.
It leads into the greater Synge Street universe. We just want to give everyone a big thank you for listening to another episode of today's review of Assorted Cinema, also known as The Trackcast. Be sure to give us a like, a rate, a follow, a comment, any way to interact with us. We would really appreciate that.
Tell us we're wrong.
Yeah, tell us we're wrong. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. It'll help us create a better show. Tune in next time for when we discuss our watch of Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen, director's commentary with the director's cut. There's a really awesome scene where you see the big testicles of the
Devastator.
See the big testicles. Devastator.
I get it.
It's the Transformers fucking balls.
I'm under the balls. Tune in next time for when we do a discussion of Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen director's commentary with the director's cut.